Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Gordon Matthew. Welcome to this week's edition of my Lucha Underground review for April la 13th, 2016. And let's just level with you guys really quick. Cage, for those of you who don't know, Brian Cage is probably one of the stupidest people I know who have ever competed in a trios tag or six-man tag match, however you prefer to say it. Because this man kept on throwing people into his partners or hitting his own partners because he didn't like them. Because he's such, like, his mind is, like, I'm going to say it the nice way. He's so inept at knowing how to win trios matches because he doesn't like his partners that it just, Cage is just an idiot. He may be a machine, but he's just an idiot. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, or you have not seen the episode yet, I'll break it down for you just in 1 second. So, let's get into the Lucha Underground review. And you know what? Actually, I forgot the music this week. I just jumped straight into it. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't have any of the music. I didn't have the Newgrounds music, anything. So, I'll at least get the background music going. And while that goes down, I'll tell you guys what happens first. So, first we get, what's his face? We get Dario Cueto in his office with Johnny Mundo, Taya, and that idiot, Machine Cage. And in that moment, he tells them, I want you three in the trios tournament because I want to get the best and most unlikely teams to perform in this trios tournament because it brings some together and then others not really. And they're like, oh, we're not going to do this. I can't stand those guys. And basically, Cage says, like, after Dario says, I have an idea on what's going to happen tonight, and he tells them that they're going to be in the trios tag match together against Rey Mysterio, El Dragon Azteca Jr., and Prince Puma. When he tells them that, Cage is like, no, I have an idea. How about you put me versus Johnny tonight in a one-on-one match? He's like, nah, I like my idea better. So he's like, I don't care how you do it. Together, dysfunctional, whatever. Just go and win the tournament. So, afterward, Cage basically said, you know what, I can do this. You know why? And then Dario just feels like all of us at this point. Like, yeah, Cage, we know your deal. Because you're a machine. Whatever, go out there and win. So, with that being said, they're in the trios tournament tonight. And they have to work together. So, yeah. But, what happens next? Hold on 1 second here, guys. Give me 1 second. I believe the first match here is Killshot versus Argenis. And Argenis, he actually, I'm not going to say this is the most, although it seems like it, that I can recall from memory, but this is the best that Argenis has looked, like, in a long time period, because we've seen that he came in Aztec Warfare, he shined for a little while, and then just got immediately eliminated and died off quick. And that was about that, really. It was Killshot versus Argenis. Killshot, we got the vignettes about him last week, about how he was talking about, how good how good he's been, and not how good he's been, about his background. Like, we got the background on Killshot last week, and, we got the background on Killshot last week, and he basically, got the background on Killshot, and this week, he incorporated who he told us he was into his offense. Like, we got the vignettes, and, like, we knew, like, Killshot, like, this is definitely some kind of, you hear the name, and then you can kind of piece together, what kind of character he is. But now that you got the background, and now that you know his background story, you can kind of, piece it together a little better. and you have more of an idea of who he is like what I'm trying to say. So he incorporated some of that into his offense. Like, it's basically TNA's, and I hate to even like crap on TJ Perkins here, but it's like TNA's Suicide character done 10 times better. That's what it's like. And honestly, I don't even want to. I may have just done a good injustice there, but I'm sorry. But yeah, Killshot goes on to win this match with what I believe was a elevated electric chair into a sit out. I guess like you can call it like a sit out brainbuster variations. And I've always done the movements with the hands if that's helped anybody out. Because the brainbuster, you sit someone up on your shoulders like this, you lower, and then he lowered him down and sat him into the pin, and just 1, 2, 3. Now that was about that, and that was that first match. Honestly, I mean, it wasn't the best match of the night, but it was a pretty good match itself. I do enjoy Killshot's matches, and this to me was pretty fun. So no harm done. Pretty good match. Killshot gets his first one on Lucha Underground, and we move on from there. And I'm just so happy for Killshot, by the way, that he got to get his first one on Lucha Underground, because like really, what has Killshot really gotten? Just a couple good matches with guys who just like more established guys, and Lucha Underground just going to beat him. I mean, who have we seen him face? We've seen him face. I think I remember specifically off the top of my head 3 Killshot matches from this season. One was a YouTube exclusive. One was against Johnny Mundo, and the YouTube exclusive was a fatal 4-way match to determine who gets to go to. I think it was like Cortez Castro, Joey Ryan, Killshot, and no, I think Mr. Cisco might have been in it too. And Killshot went on and hit his 450. Yeah, I think it was a 450 hit, and after that, he eventually ended up after his 450 that he hit, he showed off to the crowd a little bit. Joey Ryan got the 1, 2, 3 and stole his victory. So he's been close to getting victories. He just hasn't gotten the victory. So I mean, it's finally good to see Killshot get some shine, and I'm invested in where this guy goes from here. Okay. So up next we have, and I close my phone like, oh, I'm definitely not, I'm definitely going to want to remember where this goes. And my phone wants to be a derp and close the note section that I just had up. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is where we are from here. Wait, let me just double check. Oh, yeah, okay. This is where we get Black Lotus and El Dragon Azteca Jr. Now, Black Lotus is asked by El Dragon Azteca Jr., what do you call it? He's like, why do you work for him? She basically says, I have no other choice, or else he'll kill me, or he'll have me killed. No, her exact words was, he'll kill me. Because I remember my first exact thought was, Black Lotus, you can take Dario, but it's not really Dario who she's worrying about. It's more just Matanza. So, El Dragon Azteca asked, who killed the original El Dragon Azteca? El Dragon Azteca Jr. asked, who killed the original El Dragon Azteca? And the response that El Dragon Azteca got from Black Lotus, and this is honestly next to the Katrina Disciples thing, probably one of my favorite cinematics of the night. She says, out of who killed El Dragon Azteca, she says, oh, Dario did. And I don't think, and Ray didn't, and see, here's the thing from last week. If you want to remember, if you want to go back to last week and look in depth at this, Ray didn't tell El Dragon Azteca that Dario, from what he understood, didn't kill the original El Dragon Azteca. El Dragon Azteca Jr.'s teacher and Rey Mysterio's teacher. They weren't told that. Well, Ray wasn't told that. He said, I had no idea what happened. When realistically speaking, El Dragon Azteca was killed by Black Lotus only because Dario made her. So Black Lotus didn't want to take the heat, and I guess she figures if El Dragon Azteca can find a way to have Rey, not to have Rey, to have if El Dragon Azteca can find, God, Gordon, do you even English? El Dragon Azteca is trying to have Black Lotus figures if El Dragon Azteca finds a way to take Dario out and take Matanza out, then she'll be in the clear, and her conscience will be cleared. But I don't think this is it between these two. I think eventually a Dragon Azteca is going to find out. And even if you want to dig back to last season, who actually killed who? Like I said before, Black Lotus killed El Dragon Azteca and left off with Dario and worked for him. And I don't remember specifically how Black Lotus could have gotten freed. Oh, yeah, she would have gotten freed if she would have killed him. Because the mission was for them to kill the original Dragon Azteca. Because the original mission that Dario had was to cage up and trap Black Lotus after Chavo and the crew had helped, blah, 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 and cage her up. And I think the initiative was to kill her afterward. So, there's that. But that's cinematics over. Why do I keep putting my phone down? My brain's working slow tonight. I'm sorry, people. You see, I already forgot. The background music you hear. The background music you hear now wasn't even playing. I didn't even get to do, the usual intro. But it is what it is. So yeah. Okay. But after this, we get Dario and Daga, and you will understand who Daga is in a second. He's a new talent from Mexico. And Dario basically tells Daga that, you can. He's like, I'm very impressed with you. He basically tells him he's very impressed with him. He likes what he's heard about him. Blah blah blah. And he's like, you have a chance to compete for Aztec Gold tonight. And before he told him you have a chance to compete for Aztec Gold, he's like, do you know what this is? He's like, looks like some old coin. It's like, no, this is an Aztec. This is an Aztec medallion. And if all 7 are collected, excuse me, I've made jokes about some side and called it the Dragon Ball Z Championship, but it's the Gift of the Gods Championship. It is the Gift of the Gods Championship. And the reason I call it the Dragon Ball Z Championship, a little side story here is, Dragon Ball Z, anime, it's an anime basically. Main story has been around Goku since Dragon Ball when he was a little boy, just moving into his adulthood. And the story was told, if you get these 7 magic Dragon Balls, you can get any wish you want from the magical dragon Shenron. Now, with the Gift of the Gods, it's kind of like that because you collect the 7 Aztec medallions are collected by 7 fighters, and they're of the 7 Aztec tribes. The Dragon Balls don't have that deep lineage connected to them, but they're collected by the 7 Aztec tribesmen, who are the fighters, basically. And they win them in competition in fights. And they eventually meet with Dario, slot the medallion into the championship, and boom, there you go. That forms the Gift of the Gods Championship. Now your work isn't done there yet. You have to fight in a 7-man match to determine, and it's not elimination, it's one fall wins it all. A 7-man match to determine who wins the Lucha Underground Championship. And that 7-man match is going to be that 7-man match. We have contestant number 1 in between Daga and Theano, because Dario goes in to tell Daga, he's like, you don't seem very impressed. He's like, nah, you obviously don't know me. He's like, well, no, that's not where that part came in. He's like, you're gonna face one of the most vicious men tonight. Not me, one of the most vicious men tonight, who doesn't have the last name Cueto. He's vicious. He's dangerous. He knows what he's doing in there. It's Theano, and I think I've told you guys I'm not the biggest Theano fan. I didn't really see all of it in season 1. I seen this battle over Mexico with Chavo, and yeah, that's another thing Dario said to him. He's like, he's also big in Mexico and explaining who his opponent was going to be when he told him it was going to be Theano. Now, oh yeah, excuse the background. I was a good family home tonight, which is just like, why? Worst night ever for that, but whatever. But Theano is Daga's opponent, and I think that match, as far as my notes go, well, my noting of what came first, second, third, fourth, blah, 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 That is actually next. So, yeah, Daga versus Theano. This is actually, I would have called this match of the night. I really would have. But the main event kind of stole that, out of favor. So, you know what? Screw it. But this was a pretty good back and forth match. It was a really stiff match too, because both these men were just going back and forth, just whacking each other back and forth. It was pretty strong style, it felt like to me at least. And Theano goes on to get the win with the sit-out powerbomb, his usual finisher. Daga even kicked out of the top rope leg drop, the standing leg drop that Theano does. Daga looked like he had a couple of close moments in this match. I did honestly like that he did a great job selling the arm, and I think it was during his dive he dove and he might have landed on his arm the wrong way, but whether he was selling it or whether it was actually a little hurt, he did a great job selling it. Like it was out, like he was just letting it dangle, like he wasn't using it. And it was a great execution on selling, like great execution of selling by Daga, and great match. I honestly wish Daga would have won here, but like Lucha Underground usually does, not all debuters win their first match. And that's just the way things go. So, you know what? There's that, and that's that. So, there you go. But up next, we get Mil Muertes and Katrina. And Katrina's office. No, I'm sorry, you're not in Katrina's office. She basically tells Mil, your disciples would like to beg for your forgiveness, basically. And I guess, in the way that he did, he told them to rise, and then Katrina told them to leave. So he told the disciples to rise. So I guess that's his way of saying, fine, you're forgiven, because they're entered into the trios tournament next week against someone of who we do not know. And yeah, but the disciples are entered into next week's tournament, and that's basically that. So, anyways, we move on to the more important matter. What goes on here? Katrina, and I guess it's next week, tells Mil that you're going to be fighting Matanza Cueto next week, the monster Matanza Cueto. And this is going to be your biggest challenge yet. This is going to be your biggest challenge since rising from the earthquake. Like dealing with the earthquake when you were a child, when you were born, and this is going to be like no other challenge you've ever had in your life. So, with that being said, we move on here. And I think next year was the main event, which was Johnny Mundo, Taya, and Cage versus Rey Mysterio Jr., El Dragon Azteca, and Prince Puma. Now, in this instance, I'm just sitting here thinking, okay, because as Johnny Mundo, Taya, and Cage came out, Johnny Mundo and Taya did the usual pose, Mundo with the... And I know I just did it horribly wrong, but I don't have much space, and I got to compensate with what I have. I'm sorry, I just sound like a petulant little child. But anyways, we're going to move on. So, we're just going to get straight on down to the meat and potatoes of this match. There was a lot of flying around. I would like to say a lot of miscommunication, but honestly, everything Cage did was on purpose. See, any teams that have miscommunication skills, no one will be a Angelico, Son of Havoc, and Ivelisse, which I forgot to mention also in the promo earlier that Dario had with these three in their office. You know what? They started out hating each other last year. They started out hating each other when I did the Trios Tag Tournament, and now look where they are now. That's a story, and boom. Now with you three, I expect the same thing, which obviously didn't happen because Cage just kept on hitting Johnny Mundo and hitting Johnny Mundo and hitting Johnny Mundo and Taya. They were trying to function by themselves and work with what they know they could, each other. Mundo and Cage both have such huge egos that it just can't happen. And Taya wants to work with Johnny and just... Ugh. Okay, now... I'm sorry, I just think back to a line what Cueto said earlier. He's like, I want you three to be in here peacefully. I just have that office window fixed. Because Mundo put Cage's head through it. And I love it. I just absolutely adore the fact that Johnny Mundo's ultimate phase of saying, I hate you, is putting your head just through a window. Like, this is the best thing ever. Okay, but, as we move on here, we're going to get we're gonna get the match, and like I said, in this match there was a lot of high flying action. Like Johnny Mundo, I'm gonna say now, even though his team lost, and even though he took the pinfall, you are the MVP. Like El Dragon Azteca looked amazing. He looked great. He looked phenomenal. But Johnny Mundo, you are the MVP for the amount of offense you took. The amount of offense you had to endure tonight. And you still were able to show the heart of a lion and kick out of the things you had to take. Like, because he got put on Prince Puma's shoulders, and then El Dragon Azteca climbed the ropes, and then did a super duper probably isn't the right terminology to use for this, but a mega Hurricane Rana, super mega Hurricane Rana off of Puma's shoulders onto the ring, and then Puma hits the 630. And for some reason, I don't know why, when I was watching, I kept calling it a 680 every time I was hitting. He just does so many rotations, but he does a 630 and wins the match. And that's how that went down. But before, no, I'm sorry. This is why I called him MVP. He kicked out of that. He took the combination offense and then kicked out of that. The build up to Rey Mysterio's hot tag was awesome. Like honestly, like just like he's like Rey Mysterio is one of those smart workers who, you know, may be pretty old, may not be able to do half the stuff he used to do, but when he does do something, it looks beautiful the way it's executed, and it's pretty smart the way he does it. Like, I honestly have to commend Rey Mysterio because I'm just gonna say this now, and I haven't got to review any of Rey Mysterio's in-ring work at all, I think, in my time reviewing things, and it comes down to this. In his tail end of his WWE run, I really just started to hate Rey Mysterio. And now, Rey Mysterio Jr., as he's known as in Lucha Underground, is just absolutely phenomenal. I apologize for the judgment I casted upon you, Rey Mysterio. I didn't know you could still go. I just thought you were the Bionic Man working on his working on his surgically repaired metal knees, and just trying to cast yourself along for a paycheck, but you still actually passionately love this. And I'm sorry that I judged you, and I'm sorry that I didn't believe in you, and I'm sorry that I didn't believe that you'd possibly work out in Lucha Underground. And I feel 110% wrong, and I will own up to saying that right now. But with that being said, I will also say this. Rey Mysterio, as I have come back to love you, and I honestly have thought, like, wow, how great can you be? And this match was awesome. Your performance in Aztec Warfare was awesome. I honestly do agree that your team should have won this because your team's motive is bigger than the motive between Johnny Mundo, Taya, and Cage. I mean, they couldn't get along. They just wanted Lucha Underground gold because that's what Dario said their goal was. So they were in this for a reason. But Rey Mysterio, Dragon Azteca, and Prince Puma, they want to do this so they can get closer to Dario to figure out what really happened to. And I'm sorry if I'm off on this one, I apologize. But your goal is to find out what happened to the original El Dragon Azteca. Not the original, but El Dragon Azteca Senior, I'm guessing, because there's El Dragon Azteca Junior. And you already know, the mass was passed down through centuries. And can I just mention, too, while I'm saying this now, I tweeted Matt Striker during this show. And I said to him, because through each portion of the match, when you see Mundo and Cage in the ring, Matt Striker went through each piece of their history and broke it down to us. I'm like, oh, these guys have been going at it all season. Puma and the Cage. Oh, these guys were bitter rivals last season. And you get the mini recorded sound, when you watch something like for those of you who watch NXT, or those of you who watch Ring of Honor, like Corey Graves or Kevin Kelly will say, oh, while the match is going on, there is a headlock or something going on during the match, or someone's getting thrown up the ropes or something, and they're just doing the under over thing, and then usually the hip toss or shooting each other around. They'll just say, oh, tickets available for this show. Well, in this show you had Matt Striker, and you could tell it was recorded because it didn't sound like it was Matt Striker sitting right there next to Vampiro. It sounded like Matt Striker, those one of those recorded soundbites I just mentioned. But Matt Striker basically with the telling us the history tonight of these luchadors and everything. We're working. It may seem like such a small thing to point out, but it's the little things that help commentators be as good as they are. Because honestly, JBL, Cole, and Byron Saxton don't focus on the little things, and there you go. But you know, like guys like Ronaldo Graves, Vampiro, Striker, they get it. 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 Even Tom Phillips, they get it. And Vampiro and Matt Striker were on point tonight. Even during one of the sequences that Striker called about Dragon Azteca's extremely fast offense, he was like, Vampiro even told him, Matt, you're on the ball tonight, kid. I'm really loving your work. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, you know, it's not about me. It's about the guys in the ring. I appreciate Matt Striker, and most people are like, oh, Matt Striker's such a mark, dude. He sucks at commentating. He's supposed to sound professional, not like a little mark, man. Isn't that what you're looking for? The most genuine sounding commentary you can find? Not just, oh, Roman Reigns is the world champion. The entire crowd is excited. Even though you can't hear the crowd because Kevin Dunn muted the mic, so all the boos were drowned out. And the crowd booed for like a solid 5-10 minutes. It's just, yeah, I may be over-exaggerating that time frame too, but come on, dude. But honestly, this was awesome tonight. Lucha Underground was awesome. The match eventually ends with, and did I break down Puma's offense? Oh, Puma basically went at it. No, Puma was the guy who was second in the match after Dragon Azteca. Taya looked awesome in this match. She did what she really could. And that's what I love. They don't make her seem like this over. The girls in Lucha Underground, and I give this credit to Taya too. And I also credit Vampiro and Striker for one other thing, because as strong as they made out Dragon Azteca look at this match, Matt Striker goes and say, you know what, he may not have been here that long, but he's ascended, Dragon Azteca has ascended to the All-Star level in one night. And Vampiro put over Taya too, and said in the same regard. Dragon Azteca and Taya may not have been on the level of the other four in this match originally, but they have ascended themselves up to that level, up to superstardom, up to this level, and they have proved themselves tonight here in the Temple. I love the fact that they made, I'm not going to say the lesser characters, but the characters who haven't gotten that much time in the Temple, they've made them feel and seem important. And I'm not going to say feel important, because Lucha Underground has already done that with Dragon Azteca. Taya, to a degree, yeah, because she's inserted herself with Johnny Mundo, so there you go. But seem more important than they already are. Yes, they did that. I really think they did that, and I really think, even though El Dragon Azteca or Taya does not have the resume that Prince Puma or I'm going to use Cage as an example, on Mundo, they made it seem like they did. And I may be rambling on about this here, but I'm going to say this much. This was an awesome episode of Lucha Underground. I do appreciate it. Oh, and shouts out to Wale. Because Wale, I did not know until this week. The man's a diehard wrestling fan. He went to the Raw after Mania. He was there for the beach ball party in the crowd. He's a diehard. He's as into it as all of us. And when I say all of us, I know the people who are going to be watching this. So yes, I'll say it. He's as into this as all of us, and he loves it. So with that being said, there you go. But you know what? I did enjoy this episode of Lucha Underground tonight. I hope you guys did too. And I want to know what you guys thought about this episode. Remember to leave a like on this video if you felt inclined. Subscribe if you don't subscribe for more of that Lucha Underground goodness on my channel, baby. And I will see you guys next week. Remember, guys, Mil Muertes, Matanza, Lucha Underground World Championship. Thank you guys for watching, and